Great Day on the Water Guide Service, welcoming you to this episode of Fishing and Hunting in the North Country. We are on a busy West Metro area lake today, targeting bass. Got him hooked funny here. I got him on a topwater bait. There, now I can get a hold of him. I got him on a Rapala skitter prop. We're starting out first thing this morning. We have light wind. It's sunny, but it's like hazy, humid sunshine, maybe a little bit of clouds. So good morning to start out with top water bait. So the Rapala skitter prop there. Okay fish to start us off here. We actually caught just a second ago, my son caught a hybrid sunfish on a jitterbug top water bait. So there's some fish splashing. We had another one blow up on his jitterbug, but didn't get hooked. So we'll stay after it. Hey there. We're continuing with the top water here early, and I got a big one here. I just missed one a minute ago. That one wasn't this big, so it wasn't the same fish, but I got a beast here. Get him over the side here. Hold him up to show you. There's a 4-pounder there, drilled that 3.5, 4-pounder, drilled that top water bait again. That skitter prop. We're getting them on skitter props. Just twitching that along and letting it pause, and they're hitting the pause, but they are blowing up on the jitterbug, which you reel in steady, and that's a swimming top water bait that leaves a nice wake, and they're blowing up on that too. So he was hooked pretty good. Yeah, this is just the shad colored one. We're using a Fire Tiger on the jitterbug, so the color hasn't mattered much so far. So we're gonna get a picture of that fish and get him back. All right, 19-incher there. And away she goes. Hey there, got hit right by the boat. You can see it's getting brighter out, so we've kind of switched from the top water now. I'm pitching a square bill, and I'm gonna need the needle nose for him. Got a pike here. Smaller pike, but he drilled it, a lot of fun. I'll get him off, let him go, and then show you the bait. We're still on this kind of reef sticking out covered with cabbage, and I switched to this is a Rapala BX Brat, but a square bill crankbait. Seen a lot of sunnies around here. We already caught a sunny on the top water, so this one, the color looks a little bit like a sunfish darting around here. And just running it through the tops of the cabbage, and that pike came up and drilled it. Hey there, got hammered on the square bill again. I think we got a smallmouth this time. I haven't gotten a good look at it. Yeah, it is. He's not hooked real well. Can you hand me the net?
Yeah.
And the net, he's barely hooked. Typical smallmouth, won't give up. This lake does have some nice smallies in it too. I'm gonna hooks in the net a little bit. I'm gonna pop the hook out of the fish, and then we'll get it out of the net later. We'll get a look at that fish, get a picture of him, get him back. Nice smallmouth. 17.5-inch smallie. There he goes. Hey, still pitching that square bill here, and a big old pumpkin seed drilled it. Pliers here. Two hooks, one on the roof of the mouth, one on the side of the mouth. There. I'll put the other one back here. There, yeah, that is a big old pumpkin seed drilled that crankbait. And my son Parker here. Different technique. He's pitching a tan colored single. Just a tube worm, wacky rigged. And a nice largemouth there. Kind of working the into the cabbage and then the deep outside edge as well. Good fish, buddy. We'll get a photo of him and All right, 17-incher heading back on the Wacky Rig Senko. Good job, buddy. Not happy right now. We're gonna net this one. We just want to get this big boy in the boat. That big double-aught hook should be buried in there pretty good. I just wanted to see if we can pull more than that. Oh my goodness! With him. You said 21? As fat as it is, that fish is over 6 pounds. Great job, buddy. All right, a little over 21 inches. We're figuring as fat as it is, 6.5 pounder. And away she goes. Big smile there, buddy. That's Parker's biggest bass of his life. Hey there. Same spot. My son got that big one. That's a little smaller one, but gonna show them all. Still not a bad one. Just they're not gonna look big next to his. We've switched now. Breeze coming up, and so we're done with the top water and not really chasing the spinnerbaits anymore. We moved into kind of a get out of the wind a little more into kind of a shallow bay here, and are fishing in along the edge of some heavier weeds, fishing soft plastics. My son got his on a Senko. I'm using a lizard, and we're alternating a worm as well. Little guy, but boy, he drilled it. And lots of fun. Thanks, buddy. And Parker's got another one on the sink. There, got his head up out of the weeds. Still a good sized bass in there. That's where they're hiding and living. Yeah, nice fish, buddy. Got him hooked good with that 2-aught hook with that Senko, Wacky rigged. All right, we get a picture and we'll let him. Get a picture of that. Good job fish today, but got one on the lizard here, and just working that kind of the deep edge and up into the cabbage a little bit on the edge in this bay that has shallow all around the shore and then nice deep hole in the middle. I'll show the rig. We showed my son is Wacky rigging that stick worm or that Senko. I am using a hook with just a lightweight, real lightweight, so I can kind of swim it through those tops, but enough weight I can let it fall down too, and just rigging that Berkley Power Lizard, black and blue, rigging that weedless. And Parker with another nice solid 2.5 pounder on that Senko. I'm gonna blame it on the bait. I think they really like that stick worm Wacky rig right now, because you are out fishing me here, and we're still again kind of just working at that deep middle bay with shallow water with a good sharp weed line around the edge with the soft plastics. And Parker, boy, he is the hot stick here later in the morning. I was doing pretty well with the topwater earlier in the day, but now that we've gone to the soft plastics, he is taking me to school here. Here you go. Oh, okay, we got a nice largemouth here. We'll get him off the hook, get a picture, and get some video releasing him. Good job. All right, 17-incher going back. How'd he grab that Senko, buddy? You said he just grabbed it and was on there?
Yeah, I thought it was a weed. It was just sitting there, but then it started moving around.
Good job. Hey, I got one here. I finally realized how bad I was getting outfished, and I switched to that Senko. And almost immediately, my second cast. Of course, not quite the 5-6 pounders my son's catching, but but it's still a good one. Nice, they're fat out here and they are frisky and healthy and they fight. All right, I gotta get a new stick worm again. Just that plain hook. Using a real lightweighted hook with the lizard and the worm, but just using a no weight. And then that 6-inch stick worm. Senko's a brand, but or cigar worm is another term for it, but and just wacky rigging that, hooking that through the middle, and as you throw that out and that sinks, the ends curve up and they kind of flutter and flop as it falls down, and we just lift it up, let it fall. And I pitched that one out and I never even had to lift it. I must have dropped it pretty close to him, and on the fall I saw my line jump and just take off. All right, my son, oh, nice bluegill. We were getting hit by sunfish on some of the bass baits, so just for the heck of it, he put on grabbed a panfish rod and threw out a little jig spinner. And first cast, drilled a nice bluegill there. Oh, he wanted that, didn't he?
Yeah, he took that.
All right, nice 8-inch bluegill there. Let him go. We got bass, pike, and sunfish up here. Good job, buddy. And my son, nice hybrid here. You know, on these metro area lakes, once the bass fishing slows, you know, we started out, we had low light. That's a good one, buddy, if we were needing any fish. Be a good eater. We started out with the top water. Then that died down. We went to square bills and spinner baits, got some of them, and switch over to soft plastics and work a little deeper. But once that bass bites, why don't you show us that bait? I'll swing that up here. Then you can, all these lakes have good sunfish and crappie populations too. And all we switched to there was I just call it a jig spinner. It's a 16th ounce VMC Moon Eye jig, 2-inch, any soft plastic. This one's a Berkeley Ripple Shad, kind of a paddle tail. And then a little number 1 size jig spinner. So a little panfish size spinner bait, and we're just slow rolling that over the tops of cabbage on reefs and points where we see sunfish schooled up. Hey there, yeah, okay, looks like this one's a straight pumpkin seed, I think. Oh, what a beast though. That is, look how round that fish is. That's the definition of panfish there. There's the handle and there's the pan or the skillet. Big old pumpkin seed. 8.5-incher and round on that little jig spinner. So we're winding down it's getting late here, getting hot, getting sunny, not much wind, so we're winding down the day with some nice panfish. All right, my son Parker with a bluegill this time on that little jig spinner. So we're finishing up with some nice panfish here. That'd be he wants back, doesn't he? That'd be a good one to eat if we need any fish, but we don't. And, hi, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Fishing Hunting in the North Country. We were trying to show you that you can fish all day. We put in about 8 hours today, starting at 6:30 in the morning. You just have to change your locations, your tactics, and even your species as the day goes on. We started out looking for bass and pike. We got largemouth, smallmouth on topwater baits early with low light. As the sun got a little bit higher, it still stayed calm, but they got a little brighter. We switched to spinner baits and square bill crankbaits, caught largemouth, smallmouth, pike, caught some panfish on them. Then we switched. Sometimes you might have to go deeper. We didn't. We still stayed up in that 8 to 10 foot with cabbage, but the bite had slowed. We knew the fish were still there, so we switched to soft plastics. The Senko was the bait today. It could be Ned rigs, it could be jigs, but today the bait was definitely that tube worm or that stick worm or that Senko. Wacky rigged is what they wanted, still just dancing that around in the cabbage. And then we finished up and switched still over those same 8 to 10 foot cabbage areas to the little jig spinners, the panfish size stuff. Didn't get any crappies today, usually we do, but we got 3 different species of sunfish today, all on a busy West Metro area lake. So you can go out and fish all day long. You just have to change your tactics. You might have to go deeper because we had Kind of hazy sunshine today because of Canadian wildfire smoke. We didn't have to go deeper, but we could have. But we had to slow down to stay after the big fish and then downsized for the panfish. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope to see you at our next one. For Parker Smutka behind the camera, I'm Troy Smutka. Thanks for watching this episode of Fishing and Hunting in the North Country. Until next time, good luck, and I will see you out there somewhere.